Well, as it's your name, I suppose that is you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. It's all going according to plan so far. But you realise, of course, now I've said that, you know what's going to happen, don't you? You realise now I said there's a plan coming. It's all going to go horribly wrong. Fresh Gold Radio at your service this morning, and the lovely Rita joins us talking about, well, decision fatigue, amongst other things. Now, the thing is, we've talked about many things on the program before, and it's centered around, obviously, what you do with your clients, help them lose weight, feel better about themselves, and under that umbrella is accomplished, well, I would say a great many things that people are aware of already. But something you said about this decision fatigue got me slightly confused. Would you like to explain? Because in a way, it kind of explains itself, but it doesn't.
Absolutely. So our brain is only capable of making a certain number of decisions in a day. When you hit the point of decision fatigue, your brain is physically and neurologically incapable of making any more decisions. So have you ever got to that point where you've sort of just got brain fog? You know, when you're trying to focus, you're trying to choose, maybe you're sat in front of Netflix and you're staring and scrolling through the screen and just, you can't even pick a show, regardless of pick a healthy meal or what exercise to do. Mm-hmm. Well, when you get to that point where the brain fog has just taken over, that is decision fatigue. And essentially, your brain has gotten to the point where it can't make any more. It can only make so many decisions in a day. And we have what we call conscious active decisions, as in, what should I wear today? Mm-hmm. But then we also have thousands of subconscious inactive decisions, such as, will I look good in that? Will that fit me? Is that the right color? Am I going to be too hot? So you might think of one big decision, but your brain is processing thousands of others. And so decision fatigue is where we really need to understand that when we hit that point, willpower and self-control out the window. They completely vanish. And it's where most people get to when they, order the takeaway, or they just chuck in the processed ready meal. In terms of my, health and fitness arena, decision fatigue leads to the point where people have nothing left to make a decision about healthy choices. And so they sort of go for whatever is the quickest, easiest option. So we want to treat our decisions kind of like a budget. If you've only got £100 to spend, if you've only got 100 decisions, don't spend £50, 50 decisions on pointless decisions. So remove as many decision-making processes from your life and systemize. So for instance, I don't have to make a decision about what I wear because I have pictures of outfits, and I literally stuck on the inside of my wardrobe, and I just rotate the pictures. Right, that's the picture for today. Put the clothes on. So there's no process of decision making. In terms of meals, I sit down on a Sunday, spend 30 minutes, say, right, for the whole week, this is exactly what I'm eating. And then each day I don't have to make a decision about, should I eat that? Is that the right thing? So it's about, how can we take as many day-to-day pointless decisions as possible out so that we've got enough budget left over for the really important stuff.
But on that note, when you say that you plan, is a decision for you on a Sunday to plan that, so that one decision takes out a whole load of others. But does that not perhaps, for some people, maybe take out the spontaneity of what's going to happen? There's a number of people that I've dealt with in the past. A goes to B, B goes to C. And if anything steps outside that regime, they're like, they're like rabbit in the headlights. So does it remove spontaneity of snap decisions and doing something different?
I don't think so, because it's about looking at what's important to you. So what I wear is genuinely not that important to me. So I'm not going to spend time and decisions on it. Dancing, my kids, my family, my business, those are the very, very important things in my life. And I will use my day-to-day decision budget for those things because they're important to me.
Right.
You might find somebody else who what they wear is the most important thing in the world. They're in fashion. So probably they're not going to systemize that because it's crucial for their, quality of life. And so they choose to spend their decision budget on decisions about their outfits. For me, it's not an important thing. So why maintain a level of sort of where there could be difference? Why would I spend energy and budget on something that to me isn't important? So it's about understanding what the quality importance is in your life. Somebody who, I don't know, is a scuba diver instructor, and that's a huge part of their life and it's important. They're probably going to spend decisions each day deciding which reef to dive on, where to take tourists, what wetsuit to buy. For me, if I went on holiday and I was going to go scuba diving, I would systemize all of that because it's fun. It's not important to me. So it's about sort of choosing. So for each person, it's going to be different.
Okay. But it's also important to have fun as well as part of your life because that sort of part of a blend of things. So do you think that, I mean, for instance, I'm just taking from this that many times I've gone to go and do something or work on something and it's not quite working. It gets, and I can't work out why it doesn't do this, why it doesn't do that. And go away and have a cup of tea and then come back and you can think more clearly. Is there something to be said for that as when you get that brain fog, sometimes it becomes too much. And when you break that cycle and go away and then look at something else and coming back, is that also helpful with your decisions?
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially, when you get to the point of decision fatigue and your brain is just fogged and it can't make a decision, there's genuinely nothing you can do. It isn't like there's a fix. There's nothing that can suddenly be done to sort that situation. All that needs to be done is restorative rest. And that might be simply sitting with a cup of tea. For some people, that might be just going for a walk, not listening to music, not taking in more information, because often people will take in information to relax, as in listen to music, read a book, watch a program. When you do that, you're taking in information from those different medium. So you're adding more to your brain, not allowing it to restore. But if you're simply just sitting with a cup of tea or simply going for a walk and getting some fresh air, that allows the brain to just absorb and take that momentary second so that it can get, I guess, what we could call decision energy, whatever you might want to call it, to then tackle the problem again. So just like the body, the mind needs a break as well.
So it's a bit like people who work in IT and on PCs and stuff. We're all using computers now where they say, work for a couple of hours and then you need to go off and have a break. And that's to break that cycle, isn't it? Because otherwise, you start to, can't see clearly and all the rest of it. So you go off and look at something else. So it's like an inbuilt distraction that helps you back on track. And would that be fair to say that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think all that we need to understand is that we just don't give ourselves the rest that we need. What most people do when they hit that moment of brain fog, that moment of decision fatigue, is go, well, I better keep working. Whatever that, it might be a job or it might be a project, but I better keep going. And then often you'll find is, right, I better keep going. And then 40 minutes later, you think, I might as well stop because I've achieved nothing in the last 40 minutes.
A bit like less is more in a way.
Exactly. So sometimes it's about understanding, rather than using that 40 minutes to achieve 0.1% of what you hoped you would do, use that 40 minutes to just stop, restore, and create the energy that you need to then come back at it with fresh eyes.
Fantastic. All right. So is this can be something that you can learn, or is it where somebody like yourself would guide somebody? Because if, for example, somebody had trouble making decisions because they've got so much going on, how would they then manifest themselves into a way whereby they're a bit more organized? Because some people are, by their very nature, completely disorganized. They're all over the place. There's no structure and things just happen ad hoc. So are you saying that anybody can be steered into this way of thinking? Yeah,
absolutely. It's rather than a way of thinking. It's a way of reducing thought. So it's a way of actually just looking at your life, choosing what's important, and everything else, how can I outsource, systemize, or automate? Because if it's, to me, going for a walk is a hugely important thing in my life. So I will probably use a decision to decide where am I going to go. Having a shower and what shower products I use is not important to me. So I'll just put that on a subscription. It just turns up. I use it. I don't want to have to go to a shop and think about this product versus this one versus this brand. That is not important to me. So anyone can be guided to use this kind of process. But the first thing is always to decide what's important in your life, because most of us are spending huge amounts of decision budget and energy on things which don't really matter to us, but we're doing it because we feel we should, or we're trapped in a cycle.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, fantastic. It's something that I would never have come across in the past, and it's worth considering. How do people get in touch with you in order to further download your systematic thinking approach, shall we put it?
So you can get in touch with me via my website, which is thehealthandfitnesscoach.co.uk. You can email us, which is Rita, RITA, at thehealthandfitnesscoach.co.uk. You can find us on Facebook, Rita Trotter, or Instagram, Health and Fitness Coach, or you can WhatsApp us on 077 6969 0679.
Fantastic. Rita, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and we'll speak to you next week. You have a great day.
All right, you too. See you later.
Thank you. Ta-da. Bye-bye.